Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, Mini Motorways. Let's go to Istanbul for today's daily challenge. Buildings will appear directly adjacent to our destinations, and weekly choices are a mystery. Here in Istanbul, of course, we've got the ferry, so we can't cross this dashity-dash line right here. That should be basically fine. Everything on this earth will and shall remain fine, except the things that won't, over which we as individuals have very little control. Que sera, sera, and all that jazz, I suppose. Oh, Lord. It's a very, philosophical edition of Good Morning Mini Motorways today. Very, yeah, I suppose. Here, let's run that, toss that, drop this over here, these 3 oranges down to this shop, these 1, 2, 3 over to this one. Everything shall indeed be fine. Hello, Blues. Oh boy, it's the New York Mets. Great, that's that portends well, I suppose. Hey, the Mets won last night. That's good. They're now, I think, 13 games under 500, which is bad. It's not a number of games under 500 which a team wants to be, but you know, we don't have all of the things we want in this life. Let's take a bridge. That works for me. Not going to complain about that. We don't have any restrictions as to no. Okay, so we don't have any like, oh, you're not going to get any roundabouts or anything like that, which is fine. We will leave it to the gods of randomness. Certainly better than leaving it to the people you play against when you play Magic the Gathering. Nah, but past couple of nights I've been playing Magic Arena, done a couple of mic-less streams. I enjoy those, sort of. I enjoy the concept of, at least, of let's just sit and chill and I'll play my fun bunny deck and hopefully we'll win some card games. And listen, for about an hour and a half last night, we were doing all right. Felt like I was winning, 55, 60% of the games, and then we hit a stretch of bullshit. Standard Magic the Gathering. Magic is a wonderful game when you're sitting together with friends and you have a generally unspoken agreement that you're not going to do the most horrible bullshit. Magic is not great when you're playing it against complete randos and no such agreement exists. Because when you're playing against complete randos and no such agreement exists, you get things like, I'm gonna flicker in and out this one artifact that deals 3 damage to a given creature. Oh, what's that? All of your creatures have toughness 3 or less? Well, guess what? They're fucking dead. You can't do anything. And I'm just gonna sit here and flicker them forever. And then I'm gonna hammer you with Thor. Forever. Or, oh, it's turn 3. I have 17 lands, and my Mana Gorger Hydra is at 85 with Trample.
Hear ye. Let the record show that this viewer was here first.
Honestly, compared to Chainsaw Flicker Thor bullshit, I prefer being trampled to death by a 64 Tifa Lockhart or whatever. That, relatively speaking, feels like honorable play. Good morning, Sam. Samurai Sam is here. He was indeed here first. Oh, neck hurts. Want to thank our good friend Clancy the Crow for the raid last night. Sunflare Space didn't hit the button. Sonny, it was right there. It was right there and you failed to hit it. Oh, sadness and shame for all your days. Let's see here. We've got a motorway here. Can I get... Oh, no, that's past the... All right. I think maybe the map's going to continue expanding, that I can eventually loop this around down south. So what I'm going to do, probably just as a for now exercise, is we're going to reclaim that bridge, and we're going to have motorway number 1 swing up that way for these 2 houses. Now, if I wanted to prioritize shortness of the motorway, I would probably put it here, but I don't know if that actually makes a difference. And, as I said, I suspect that the map is still, you can see it's still slowly expanding. to the point where there might be one more row of tile down here. And if there is, then we're going to want to get around the bottom of it. All right, this orange road has to go down here around this business, get these two houses serving this one. That'll be basically fine. But yeah, you can see the hope is that we eventually get one more row unlocked here, and we have this blue road just kind of swoop that-ishly. Especially important given the existence of these. These basically need a motorway to get over to here. So, let's see what happens come the morn. As they say. They say that, right? That's a popular phrase among the youth. Maybe not. All right, let's take our 30 road tiles. We have indeed gotten that extra row, which is wonderful. So we're going to do this. We're going to take these blues. We're going to slice and dice, and they're going to come like so. Wondrous. Next, we're going to swing like so. Motorway number 1 over to there, and also there. This will work out fine. A motorway can't be placed here because it's already been placed here, just like that. Okay. So this motorway is good. This business is now a circle. That's not great. We've got a whole bunch of blues spawning over here, but as you may remember, we can't cross the dashity line with them. So this is a very helpful blue. I'm glad that you exist. If we could get like another one to spawn right here and right here, that would be amazing. I'd be a big fan of that. Ow. Went to, for those following the ongoing saga of Goog's back is fucked, I went to the hospital yesterday for some reasonably suggested x-rays, got them, and it turns out that my bones are fine, which is always a good thing to hear. Listen, if you have a choice between your bones being fine and your bones not being fine, you should probably choose to have your bones be fine, and my bones are indeed fine. Not to say anything for the rest of me, but, you know, Sonny's happy for food bones, which is good. Oh, let's see. You've gone circular, which I don't care for. Not in the slightest do I appreciate that, but at least we have this clump here, got a couple more houses to it, so these will swing down here. That's true, you can make stock with bones, and stock is important if you're making soup, like a person who enjoys soup, which, listen, I'm reliably informed that there are people on this earth who enjoy soup, so it goes to show that everybody's got tastes or something. I don't know, man. You can like soup if you like soup. I'm not going to begrudge you your soup. What are we going to do about this? This is a problem. Probably not a problem I can wait until Monday to fix. Although it is already Saturday night. And I ain't got nobody. I got some money, because I fairly reasonably close to a while ago got paid. But how I wish, etc., etc. Hey, it's Monday. And we get a motorway. That is helpful. How helpful do we want this motorway to be? Would be a little bit silly to motorway. Well, actually, hold on a moment. This motorway can actually be fairly useful here on our internal island situation. Because if we do this, just like, hey, come on, go up. Thank you. If we do this, that then means we can do this, and actually, no. You're still going to have to serve this business right here, and you're still going to have to do that. So this isn't going to be perfect right now. But what we can do, I think eventually I want to do this with a traffic light. But for right now, we're just going to do that without a traffic light. Alternately, hold on. Even better plan just came to me. I just had a better thought. Boom. We do that. And we do that. And now we have an extra 2 houses serving this circle, in addition to these businesses being fine and good. All right. You swing down and then up. We are totally fine on road. Don't have to worry about that. Yeah! Oh! Oh, dear Lord. Okay. The worst business ever just spawned. So in response to the worst business ever spawning, fucking birth of Walmart over here. Let's do this. Huh. I mean, we can do that to make it so that there isn't a driveway on this thing, but still, I think we're gonna have issues. So let's do this, and actually, let's do this like so. Bridge that, get these to here. This is the tiny dinky motorway that will keep this going here. We'll maintain 1B1R at the sake of pretty much everything else, including taste and reason. What have taste and reason ever done for us? Birth of Walmart, by the way, title of the episode. Jeez. Jeezum crow, as they say. All right. So you two go over to here. The 1, 2, 3, 4 of you go there. This circle is probably eventually going to be mad at me on account of only being served by 2 houses, which is like not enough houses. You want more houses than that to serve a circle? Let's see here. You're a circle now, which isn't great. This is a circle now, which is probably fine, honestly. Like, I don't immediately love it, but whatever. This is a circle now, which, again, okay. Here, I'll steal this rose over here. You exist. This is probably the biggest problem we've had thus far of the recent spate of circlings. Just because I don't know exactly what to do with you unless I get a motorway this week. If I get a motorway this week, we're fine. If not, well, we're not fine. Okay. So what I was thinking I would do is I would just have these black houses swing down this way to this black business, and then we motorway this over to here, and that's all well and fine and good and nonsense, but no. Not going to do it that way. Instead, it's gonna have to get kerfucky. Samurai Sam has redeemed your minor Mets news of the day. Have we done a gimme since they fired Carlos Mendoza? That's rather significant Mets news of the day, but they have fired Carlos Mendoza, and in the handful of games since they fired Carlos Mendoza, the Mets starting lineups have been much more good, smart, and reasonable. The Mets pitchers have been not left out to dry so very long, and the Mets have won a couple of games. They've also lost a couple of games because, look, the Mets are still not particularly great, but, you know, if you squint and pretend that everything is going to go in the very best possible direction, then Francisco Lindor just got back. Juan Soto's injury turned out to be very minor. Luis Robert and Jorge Polanco are both starting rehab assignments. Clay Holmes is already throwing on solid ground. You can pretend that a series of small miracles might happen, and then the Mets might get back to 500 this season. Listen, they only have to play like arguably the greatest team. They have to go on a run that would make them the best team ever if they did it on a full season in order to get to 500, which probably wouldn't be enough to make the playoffs, but it's possible. It's probably not actually possible. The Mets are kind of sort of boned, but guys are getting back. Guys are playing better. Carson Bench and AJ Ewing are legitimate Major League Baseball players, which is good. That's positive. The Mets are heading in the right direction as a franchise, just slowly and in more fits and starts than was anticipated. And the owner might get mad and fire the president of baseball operations, which would scuttle the whole thing. So, it'll be fine. Anyway, so we've got this black business here. Bam-a-lam, whoa, black business, bam-a-lam. Am I too white to be singing Southern songs about black businesses? I'm probably too white to be singing Southern songs about black businesses. Oh well, at least I'm not Cade Cavalli. That's another sports reference. Oh, let's see here. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have these Western black houses serve this black business. Then we're going to run down this way, staple these houses to this road. This road will schlep these black houses all the way down this way through not one but two blue neighborhoods, at which point you're going to do a hard U-turn right here and get into the front door of that business. There. This seems completely and totally reasonable. There shall be no negative consequences for any of this. Obviously. Oh, let's see here. Got some orange houses here, which I could theoretically put here. Sam is a fan of the word schlep. Thank you, Yiddish. Tis a good and noble language of a fine, fair folk. Or so I've heard. This blue business is gonna be fine because I've got a bunch of blue houses here. I just need to find a motorway to get them there. Because we can't bridge that because dashed line. Now I could theoretically send these blues up that way, but these blues are doing stuff. Samurai Sam would like to remember Theo Epstein. Theo Epstein, former general manager of the Boston Red Sox, former president of baseball operations of the Chicago Cubs, guy who was very good and smart, and then the game passed him by, and then he, like a smart person, got the fuck out and is now an ownership guy. Which, yeah, okay, fine. You do that, Theo. Good for you. You made a bunch of money. Theo Epstein had a really good run as GM of the Red Sox, and then it kind of fell apart. And then he became the Pobo of the Cubs, and he had a really good run, and then it kind of started falling apart, and then he left his chief crony, Jed Hoyer, in charge of the Cubs, and then he said bye, and he bailed, and he hasn't taken a front office management type job since, which is weird for a dude in his, is Theo Epstein? Theo's got to be 50 by now, right? Like, he was young when he was running the Red Sox in 2004, but that was 22 years ago. Yeah, Theo Epstein is all of 52 years old. So, dear Lord. There's a universe in which we're hearing the name Theo Epstein in and around Major League Baseball for the next 30 years. Like, Theo Epstein, low-key dark horse commissioner candidate. Epstein for commish 2036 or whatever. I don't know, man. Oh, Theo Epstein would never be commissioner of Major League Baseball. He likes baseball too much. Oh, boy. What are we going to do about this? Listen. Throughout all of history, there are going to be people who have names of people who do things. Do you think of stabbing murders every time you encounter a person named Simpson? Possibly, but you shouldn't. And therefore, you probably shouldn't also think of kitty diddling and model kidnapping every time you run into a person named Epstein. It's gonna happen in your life. Sam, you don't know the Stabby Simpson? Hold on. Sam. I'm sorry. Oh. I hurt. Okay. What are we going to do about this? I don't know what we're going to do about this, y'all. This is a problem. Like, I only have really one yeah. We can't. This is a problem. What do we do about that? Okay, you know what we do about that? What we do about that is we abandon the dream of Motorway number 2. I'm sorry to say that the dream of Motorway number 2 is probably well and truly dead at this point. We're gonna repurpose Motorway number 2. You're gonna come over here. You're gonna go over there. Yeah, you hook that way, please. Thank you. And this is all well and fine. However, it does mean that we have to do this, which is just kind of crap. Is there a way to use traffic lights to make this not suck? I don't think there's a way to use traffic lights to make this not suck. This is just gonna suck. Here. Yeah, we'll do that. And then once this car gets back over here, we'll bring you out of here. And we'll do that. And this is just gonna have to suck. Like this little nonsense road is just gonna have to be a nonsense road. Which is unfortunate, but, you know. It is what it is. Do we still have... Yep, we do still have these black houses coming. Okay, you know what? Here's a thing we can do. Here's one way we can make this a little bit less stupid now. If we do this, and we put this right here, this can be a traffic light. And we can actually cut that one tile closer. So this is a PCTL right here. We do a PCTL right here. That's at least something. If I ever get a roundabout, I might be able to roundabout here and have boom and then go boom and off to boom. That sort of makes sense. Very heavy emphasis on the phrase sort of, but it does sort of make sense. Oh, jeez. All right. So this is a lot of black housery right here. That's going to be fine. This is 2 more traffic lights, which I really didn't need. So yeah, Theo Epstein. He was dubbed the boy genius kind of originally sarcastically when he was named GM of the Red Sox before. I think it was like right after John Henry bought the team, so it was like 2002, 2003. And the local media was not a fan of Mr. Epstein. So they made fun of him and they called him boy genius because, well, he was young and he was in charge and he thought he was smart about stuff. And then it turned out he was, in fact, smart about stuff. And he made some good acquisitions and developed a couple of decent players. And the Red Sox won the World Series in 2004 for the first time in like 86 years. And would you believe it? People really loved them some Theo Epstein. And then they won the World Series again in 2007, and all was well and good with the world. And then the wheels kind of fell off the ship, which is a thing that is going to happen sometimes. The 2010 Red Sox were bad, and the 2011 Red Sox had a historically terrible collapse. And then Theo Epstein ran away from Fenway Park in a gorilla suit one time. That's a true thing. True fact about Boston Red Sox baseball. One time, amidst rumors that he was going to leave his job, General Manager Theo Epstein attended a meeting at Fenway Park, and then, rather than face the media and discuss said meeting, he fled Fenway Park under guise of gorilla suit. It's a true thing that happened. And then he left his job, and then he went to the the Cubs. He went to the Cubs, and he helped the Cubs win the World Series, and that was all well and great. And then Jed Hoyer was in charge of the Cubs, and the Cubs weren't very good, but then they got better, and now Theo's just a part owner of the Boston Red Sox, which, hey, good for you, Theo. If I could be part owner of the Boston Red Sox, I would consider it, at the very least. Would depend, like, how much of the Boston Red Sox I get to own, so... But Theo Epstein probably owns a non-zero amount of the Boston Red Sox, which is good for him. Okay, so, the fuck are we going to do about this, by the way? I don't know. I think what we're going to have to do in the short term... Hello, Lacey is bored. Doot, 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 doot. Doot, 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 doot. Well, you see, Sam, the Red Sox had to trade John Lester because he thought he was a better, more valuable pitcher than Homer Bailey. And, just because he absolutely, totally was, doesn't mean the Red Sox needed to pay him more than the Reds paid Homer Bailey. Nonsense. Grumble, 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 complain. So now we've got these two beiges going down here to serve this, which is fine. It's not amazing or nothing. And Sam's just actually very angry at your politics, Lacey. So he's like, "Good morning, lib." I don't believe that to be true, but let's see. We've got this blue over here. This orange is fine. I'm not concerned about that in the slightest. This over here is of bigger concern and worry, actually. Give me a motorway. Stop giving me traffic lights. Stop it. Okay. So we're going to steal these two light blues from here, and we'll do that to serve this business, which will be fine. Oh, Lacey is ear infected. That sucks. That's unfortunate. Ear infections are not fun. Okay, let's do something stupid. Let's take this and this. Run over here to share this road with that. And then draw this ridiculous bridge to get these two black houses to serve this black business? Sure, that seems reasonable. I can't think of another better thing that any of these houses could be doing. What just happened? I heard a sound. I wasn't looking, but I heard a sound. Did this orange go circular? Was this orange always here? I think maybe this orange just rounded itself, thereby dooming this plaza. That I saw. I think this plaza is hereby doomed, but, it may have been doomed from the start. Who's to say? Speaking of doomed from the start, this black business is already piling up pips, which is unfortunate because the black cars are few and scant. This is a circle now, so yeah, not a lot of good stuff happening here, just in general. These businesses are all kind of screwed and fucked. Hey, a roundabout. Now, I had suggested that I might toss a roundabout right here, right in here, to kind of deal with this nonsense. I don't know if that's necessarily mandatory at this point. Like, it kind of just seems that this is okay. At least as things go. Like, there's a lot of bad happening, but okay. You being that color doesn't matter? I mean, it's kind of gross. Huh. How are we going to get any of these down here to serve you? I think we're going to hope we get a motorway. If we get a motorway, it's all taken care of. If we don't, difficulty. Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, we got a motorway. So that's something. Son of a bitch. This will go over here. What if we do that? Just totally cut these out of the equation. Shorten this road a little bit. if I do that, then I can draw this to get these 3 to serve that, which is fine. Now, this orange business right here is currently being served. And while I'm drawing a solution for this rose gold, I want you all to figure out how and why this business is currently being served, because it is, and I can see it. I wonder if you can. It's bullshit. Just as a hint. All right, we're gonna take these right here, and we're gonna draw them like so. We're gonna gather these 4 at this central point thusly. We're gonna draw motorway number 4. It's gonna go down. Can you loop the other way? I think it would look nicer. No? Okay, fine. Don't care about it that much. So you're gonna draw just down here. Now, this orange business is currently connected to these orange houses. For you see, this business is on this road, which goes into this plaza and then connects to this road. This road goes all the way down here and connects to this plaza containing this orange business. The other end of this plaza is out here with these guys. So, awful. Awful, awful, awful waffle. Let's also, if I do this and a traffic light, that TL is PC. So that's fine. That's good. Because you are going this way. Yeah, that's going to be fine. But I sort of don't... Yeah, I sort of don't love this being connected to this, but I don't think there's a way to sever that connection, so the only thing I can do is disincentivize it, which probably easier said than done. Can I get a roundabout right here? I can. That's probably an important step. Because if I get a roundabout there, then we can do a roundabout here and here. We do spurs in this manner. Now we got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. Jingle, jangle. And they go right merrily around. And they say, "Oh, ain't you glad you're single?" And other such song references. So by doing that, I've put this and this house in service of this business. I have, however, also connected this road to this business, which means that now these oranges are also seeing this business, which probably isn't good. It doesn't strike me as nice, but on the other hand, what about anything strikes anyone as nice these days? You go that way. You're fine. Can I oodle you out here just like that? Yeah, sure. We're just creating a clusterfuck right here. It's going to be fine. Speaking of clusters and fuck, here. You 3 black houses are now on this road. Serve this. Go over here. Fine, whatever. You may as well point south. Be useful. So many motorways that I need and want and don't have. You spawned and can point south, which is good. You can point north. You and you can get on this road, go up that way. I have no idea what I'm doing. You two might as well just cut through the plaza rather than do this garbage, which means we can just have a eastern spur hook up that away. Give me a motorway, thank you. All right. These black houses swoop like so. Now let's gather some miscellaneous golds. You and you. All of you come together here, right in front of this house, motorway number 5, down that away. Sure. Swing that way, serve that. We'll see if that's any decent. Okay. We got a whole bunch of pip removers coming over here. God, how are we only at 2,300? How are we only there? It felt like we were doing so much more. I was about to say better, and then I realized that better is not the answer. We were just doing more. But it felt like we were doing so much more. Okay. This business here is kerfunked, so let's fix it. And when I say fix it, what I actually mean is we're going to do this. I'm going to pull these houses off the road, add a third house there, make a traffic light here. A traffic light here is going to speed up the flow through that way, going off this way, which might hopefully have the tack-on effect of keeping this business in better condition. Don't anybody tell me if that actually works that way. We're just going to assume that it does. You've gone circular, which is fine. You've gone circular, which is not. There's a traffic light, which I didn't need. You might as well go there. You exist. You I don't care about. You can go up that way. That's fine. You three are good. You've spawned in a nice place. Here, you go there. You go there. Okay. Now we've got houses popcorning up all over the map here, which is lovely, I guess. Here's another house for you. You can point that way, be ever so slightly more efficient. You can point that way, be ever so slightly more efficient. Now you're a circle, which means those efficiency gains were important. You and you and you and you and you and you can all staple over here, serve that. You two don't have anything to do. You up here, get over that way. You're tossing cars out immediately, which means this business is borked. Great. Oh boy, another bridge. All right. You go there, actually. You go there. What the fuck? You go there with the traffic light. You do that. Yeah, I don't know, man. We're just throwing dudes at things now. Hold on. I can do better than that. We don't have to fully and completely abandon our principles to that degree, do we? I don't think we have to fully and completely abandon our principles to that degree. I think if we do something like this, we're going to be all right. Yeah, I think if we just do something like this, we're going to be all right. We're still going to have, 5 houses serving this circle, and then 4 serving this square. We can even make that 6 and 3 if we need to. This is going to be fine-ish. You, I don't even know which direction to point you. You're okay. This comes down like that. Gets more involved in this gratuitous nonsense. Oh, goodness. This rose gold business is dying, which is unfortunate. Motorway? Traffic lights. Fucking traffic lights. All right, you go there. You go there. You be more efficient. You point that way. You point that way. You point this way. You're a cute little enchantment that relies on me having speed that then builds, lets me ramp a little bit, which is good. All right, so these businesses are dying. I don't think there's anything I can do to save those right now. We're just going to kind of let that die. We're up over 3,700 trips. This is fine. This is all well and truly good. It's okay. Sometimes things just die, and you have to accept that. 3,764 commuters over 122 days. That sure is a number. That feels like a good number. It's a difficult number to get. It is top 4% in the world. It is not as good as Samurai Sam. God damn it. Drop those slams in the chat if you should have them. And if you don't, why don't you? Shame on you. Honestly. No reason other than the very many good reasons that exist. Let's see here. Our very good friend, the Wordle today is Olive. There's an E in it, and that's about all we get. The Wordle today is steak. The Wordle today is steak? No. But there's an E in it. Amazing. Sunny drops the adorable little Sunny loves. That's a very cute emote. The Wordle today is Mendy. No. The Wordle today is bendy. Sure. You're awful flexible. You're quite bendy. No? Okay. But we figured out where the E goes, and now we know there's a D, so that's something. The Wordle today cannot be derby on account of the lack of B's and Y's. The Wordle today could be... Well, it can't be remit because there's no I and no T. It can't be recap or recut because there's no A and T, respectively. The Wordle today is fewer? The Wordle today could be fewer. There's technically nothing saying it's not. It's not. But now we know where... Oh, it couldn't have been fewer because that doesn't contain a D, Goog. God. But hey, we got a little bit lucky and figured out that there's an R at the end there. So that very technically helps us. Still a stupid and bad guess, but, you know. So... it's either DE something or something ED. And then that has to end in an R. That's a... Huh. It's not... Demur. I think that's a word. That's the word. Hey, that wasn't cheating. That was a guess. Oh, yeah. Yeah, demur is... I've heard it used as a verb. I've never seen it... I've seen it used in the past tense as a verb. But basically it means... as a verb, it means to take exception. Yeah, I've seen it used with two R's in the past tense. It's like, oh, you demurred at that. I've heard that word before. I've never seen it in the present tense, I guess. Anyway, it is time now for the time guessing, which means, of course, hi, Sam. Samurai Sam has made us another custom time guesser game. This one is presumably, once again, it's time to play Where in the World is Our Friend Samurai Sam? And I believe that this is at the top of the no longer Sears Tower in Chicago. I think I've been there because there's a there's the glass floor and you do the looky outy and you see out into the Great Plains and all that, and you also see Soldier Field and such. Okay, so this is our friend Samurai Sam in Chicago. So we are in Chicago, Illinois specifically. I might be able to find it. We know roughly where that is. Well, we know it's Chicago Avenue. Chicago Avenue? No. 875 North Michigan Avenue. Is that really the... odd. Willis Tower, that's what it's called. All right, so we are at the Willis Tower in Chicago, Illinois. And the question becomes, when is this? This is fairly recent, maybe 5 years ago. We are in Chicago, Illinois in 2022. Or maybe this is pre-pandemic. No, it's 2022. It was 2023. And we were at the other edge of the building. Okay, fine. Next round. This is Sam. He's obviously never sarcastic. In front of a very impressive mural at, This looks like a mural depicting the Battle of Gettysburg? Sure. Okay. Looks like a mural depicting the Battle of Gettysburg. We've got American flags and dudes wearing blue. And we've got... That may be an artist's rendition of the stars and bars. Possibly. We've got us some awful fire and such. I think I recognize that building. Yeah, okay. So this will be Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And this is pre-pandemic. So, I don't know, 2017? Yeah, sure. We get into here. Where the fuck is Gettysburg? It's a wonderful question. I think it's like South Central Pennsylvania? Not particularly close to much of nothing. It is, in fact, basically nothing as a town, but, you know. Hey, I found Gettysburg. I also saw Hershey, which reminds me of a tangent. Did y'all see the trailer for the movie Hershey? There's been a spate of movies over the last, half decade or so that are basically just, here is the glossed up origin story of a product that we now claim to be a feature of American living that actually has just, existed for 50 years or whatever. There was one of these about how Nike signed Michael Jordan, and there was one about how Tetris got brought to the Americas. And the latest is, at least from its trailer, a glowing, gushing hagiography of one Milton Hershey, who eventually founded the Hershey Chocolate Bar Company. It does not look like a good movie. It looks, in fact, very bad. But I saw the trailer for it, and yeah. Anyway, we are in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Presumably, is there like a specific monument to the actual battle site? Because it's not like we're in downtown here. There were fields and such. Fuck it. We are in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania in 17? Seems reasonable. 2022. I was wrong about stuff. Also, it turns out that was the Battle of Atlanta, not the Battle of Gettysburg. So, stupid Civil War. Hi there, youngish Sam. And we are at a baseball facility of some such. A baseball facility touting the exploits of one gentleman by the name of Pronk, which, you may recall, is a nickname for Travis Hafner, former Cleveland Guardians, which would make us... Guardians? Guardian, which would make us think that this is Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Sam is, in fact, sarcastically wearing a Maine sweater in not Maine. Hi there, somewhat tiny-ish, babyish Samurai Sam. Let's go to Cleveland. And more specifically, let us go to the former Jake by the Lake. Now, I don't know, the Prague by the Bog. Do they call it the Prague by the Bog? That would be very good. I should ask my friend I should ask our good friend Sports Pun, who, as we all know, is from the general Cleveland area, if they call the Progressive Field the Prague by the Bog. They probably don't. That's probably mean. But it's a good name. Let's see here. Where exactly is Progressive Field, though? 'Cause it's around here somewhere. You got the Huntington Bank Field, which is where the Browns play. You got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is where the rock and roll stuff is. It's apparently right by the basketball arena, which is right. Aha! Found the basketball arena, and then we found a baseball field. So this is the right center field bleachers, so we're like there. Yeah? Yeah. We are basically here in 2014? When would Travis Hafner have been a Guardian? Before 2014. We're 2008. 2010. That works. Also, it was apparently more center fieldy. Okay, fine. Next round. Ow! Oh, my spine. Oh, my spine. Hi there, silly Nintendo thing. So, not much to go on here physical locationally, however. This might be some sort of Nintendo museum, which therefore makes me think we might be in some sort of Japan. I don't know, man. There's a Nintendo store in Times Square, which is in Manhattan, which we got absolutely nothing to go on here. We're going to take a shot in the dark. This is in Tokyo, Japan. When was Sam Ultra Beardy? I vaguely remember Ultra Beardy Sam. When was Sam Ultra Beardy? I don't know, man. This is Sunny is saying 2024. We'll go with that. That sounds reasonable. It is apparently. Oh, this is apparently the quarters, which if you are local to me, yeah, one might have been to. I have not been to the quarters. I think I've driven past it, but I've never been. It is a barcade in Hadley. So the more you know. Also, this was younger than I anticipated. So sadness and failure. Hi there, very tiny child Sam. Oh my God, is this Whalen Park? Oh my God, is this Whalen Park? I don't remember this much dinosaurage going on at Whalen Park. Although there was some. We're going to assume that this is Whalen Park simply because now I have the well, actually, I don't have the Whalen Park song stuck in my head. I have the Water Country song stuck in my head, which is similar to Whalen Park in that it is an abandoned amusement facility in New England. But as they say, when the sun is blazing and the summer gets hot, Whalen Park is a very cool spot. That's not what they say at all. Anyway, Whalen Park was it was your local rinky-dink second level attraction festival place of the like that used to be, things, and then it closed and went away. And now we're sad. It was in Lunenburg, Massachusetts, which is up this way. It's Leominster. Yeah, it's between Gardner and Leominster. Yep, there we go. So it was it was near Lake Whalum. Would you believe it? Yeah, as I recall, yeah, it was there's condos there now. Yeah, it was right off Electric Avenue. It was basically here, I think. I think it was basically here. Aha! They even still have the thing for it. Okay. Yeah, you can see by the building outlines. There's condos here now. This used to be an amusement park. It used to be fun. Watch this be, San Diego, California or something. But we are in Whalen Park in... God, this one has to exist, and two has to be very tiny baby Samurai Sam. So we're looking at 1999? We are in Lunenburg, Massachusetts in the year 2000? 2004, but oh my God, it was in Florida. Sad. Sadness and failure, but we got to remember some parks, which is something. Final score 36-135 on this edition of Where in the World is Our Friend Samurai Sam. Pay no attention to this enormously long dashity line here. Otherwise, it was a good fun game. Thank you, Sam. And now, for today's edition of Statpid, we need strikeouts by pitchers who have never won a Cy Young but had a good season for the Yankees, or are pitching for the Tigers right this very year, or the Phillies over the past 45 years, the Marlins this very year, or a Guardian never to have won the Cy Young. Ow. All right, so let's see here. A Yankee who never won a Cy Young. So that eliminates Garrett Cole. I think that eliminates CC Sabathia. I'm pretty sure David Cone won a Cy Young. Roger Clemens definitely did. Maybe Mike Mussina? Did Mike Mussina ever win a Cy Young? I don't think so. So the question then becomes which year. Like, Mike Mussina was very good when he was with the Yankees, but he spent the majority of his early career with the Orioles. So we're going to say 2006 Mike Mussina, just for a shot in the dark here. 2006 Mike Mussina, 172 Ks, 93rd percentile. All right, Luis Severino exists. Also, I didn't have the best Mussina year. Oh, he was with the Yankees longer than I remember. But, oh well. Yeah, Luis Severino exists. A different Mussina year. I'll still take 93rd percentile. Nothing wrong with that. A Tiger this season. Well, on the one hand, Tarek Skubal's very good. On the other hand, he has been hurt. And, yeah, it feels like he was out for a while. Like 6 weeks or so. So it's probably not him. Which raises the unfortunate question, who the fuck else is on the Tigers? They have Framber Valdez, don't they? That sounds right. Yeah, they have Framber Valdez, the Tigers do. That's 95th percentile. Hey. Jack Flaherty, just above. Tarek Skubal, just below. Tarek Skubal turns out quite good. Some team should give him a whole bunch of money to pitch for them. Oh, it's going to be so annoying when Tarek Skubal doesn't sign with the Mets. I'm already preemptively annoyed that Tarek Skubal didn't sign with the Mets. A Philadelphia Philly over the past 45 years. This is probably just pick a Roy Halladay season, right? Is this just pick a Roy Halladay season? Could it be pick a Christopher Sanchez season? I don't know. Christopher Sanchez he's been tremendous this year and he's been good in the past, but is he peak Roy Halladay good? I don't think he's even on strike. There's more strikeouts now than there ever have been, but Roy Halladay was a strike him out kind of guy. Erg. If I pick the right year, I think it's Roy Halladay. This is 2008 Roy Halladay, just the year they won the World Series. He was a Blue Jay then. Fuck. 2009 Roy Halladay. He was still a Blue Jay then. 2010 Roy Halladay. 94th percentile, 219 Ks. Oh yeah, Kurt Schilling existed. Man, I forgot that Kurt Schilling existed. I also forgot that Steve Carlton existed. And, yeah, okay. We need a Marlin in 2026. Name a Miami Marlin. I can name exactly one. It's Sandy Alcantara, 95th percentile. Good for you, Sandy. Apparently, Max Meyer is the name of a person. Who knew? We need a Cleveland Guardian. Sam said he got 718, and I am currently at 545. So this is imminently doable. Oh, we need a Cleveland Guardian who has never won a Cy Young at any point in his career, which eliminates Bartolo Colon. It eliminates CC Sabathia. I assume. Maybe it doesn't eliminate CC Sabathia. When would CC have? No, he was great. He had some great years with the Yankees. He had some great years with the Guardians. I'm going to assume that CC won a Cy Young, which means that we have to think. Is this just Shane Bieber? He was really good. Then he got hurt a bunch. Oh, yeah, CC won it in 2007. All right. So, this isn't any of those random Justin Masterson years. Justin Masterson had a couple good years as a starter for the Guardians, but he was like a ground ball guy. If you go back into... This isn't like Chuck Nagy, is it? You're not like talking mid-90s Charles Nagy. He was good, but he threw a bunch of innings, but yeah, I don't think it's him. It's not going to be Bob Feller, because I assume he won a Cy Young. Although, I mean, there's no penalty for guessing. And if he didn't win a Cy Young, he did throw a whole bunch of innings and throw really fucking hard. So, he must have won a Cy Young. Why are we... Oh, right, it's 2000 to 2026. I can read things. Sitting here thinking of fucking Chuck Nagy and Bob Feller. God. Yeah, it turns out that Bob Feller was fucking dead in the year 2000. Probably. I don't know. He pitched in the 40s. He was probably dead in 2000. Oh, God. Let's see here. So if we ratchet it back to... Bob Feller was, in fact, not dead in the year 2000. Good for Bob Feller, but, you know. How's he doing these days? If we ratchet it back to dudes modern people might have seen exist, you're looking at... It's not going to be Fausto Carmona. He had, like, one good year. Some bitch. Maybe it is just, like, the front end of that Guardians rotation from about 5 years ago. Which means you're looking at Shane Bieber. And I feel like there's a guy I'm forgetting. There's got to be a guy I'm forgetting. There's probably several dozen guys I'm forgetting. If I'm settling on Shane Bieber. I don't feel good about Shane Bieber. Balls. See, the thing with Shane Bieber is he gets hurt a lot. But 2022 Shane Bieber? It's not going to be 20 because of the pandemic. It's not going to be 21 because of the pandemic. I don't love this. Shane Bieber's won a Cy Young. So, fuck. I guess that saves me from what might have been a terrible guess. But now I have to think of another Guardian. Fuck. All right. Tanner Bybee had a good year once, right? That's a thing. All right. Boy. Boy, howdy. Why do I want to say Ubaldo Jimenez? He was a Rocky and an Oriole, and I don't think he was ever a Guardian. And if he was a Guardian, he wouldn't have been good, because he was only ever good with the Rockies. Boy. What about... Apparently Ubaldo Jimenez totally was a Guardian. Great. I'm not saying Ubaldo Jimenez. There's no chance that Cleveland Guardians Ubaldo Jimenez is the answer to this question. However, the question now is who is the answer to this question, and that is a wonderful question. God, it can't possibly be 2007 Fausto Carmona. I refuse to believe number one or what will be either of those. Did he actually have a full and complete good season in 2007? God. Who was the other guy? There was another guy. They had like a two-headed monster in 2007. And I don't remember who the other guy was. Oh, it was CC. Well, that doesn't help. Now, are you even gonna... No, you're not gonna bring me Fausto Carmona, because I've got to remember that his real name is Roberto Hernandez. He pitched for 10 years? I completely forgot that the former Fausto Carmona pitched for 10 goddamn years. It can't be 2007 Fausto Carmona. Fuck it. 137. Not a particularly great number. 682 falls short of Samurai Sam. Drop those slams in the chat. Carlos Carrasco! Motherfucker. Also, if I had gotten the right Justin Masterson year, that would have gotten me there. Carlos Carrasco. He was good. Sadness and failure befalls me all the days of my life. Folks, that is going to do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. I don't know what my work schedule is like for the rest of the week. I had an assignment lined up for today, and then it canceled. And I don't have anything lined up for tomorrow. And Friday is a busy day of not working. So let's assume that we'll be back tomorrow morning for another edition of Good Morning Mini Motorways. But if that turns out not to be the case, I'll post about it in the Discord or something. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.